Here, breathing way too high.
Picture 5.
Reid-Hillview ground, Cessna 98485, radio check.
Cessna 98485, Reid-Hillview ground, loud and clear.
Roger, Cessna 98485 at aerodynamics with Zulu, taxi for departure, also request flight following this morning.
Cessna 98485, rudder, runway through and right, taxi via Zulu enable, 3-letter identifier.
I received my airplane rating just 6 months ago. 2 days later, I relocated to the San Francisco Bay Area. Since then, I've had a Cessna 172 rental checkout with an instructor, and 1 solo flight. This is my 3rd flight out of Reid-Hillview, and also my 3rd flight ever in a 172. I did my training in Piper aircraft and Cessna 152s. The goal of this flight was to build general confidence as pilot in command, and that includes learning the region, the complex airspace in the area, and just familiarizing myself with the 172. This was also my first time requesting flight following on the ground. Right here, I am given a unique transponder code by ATC.
This is 45, departure frequency 120.1, squawk 5375.
Squawk 5375, 45.
This code will uniquely identify me on air traffic control's radar, so they will know where I am and will be able to advise me in flight of important information, such as other traffic in the air. It's a hugely valuable resource. It's no cost to myself. It just takes a little extra concentration, but it's in the name of safety, and it's really something I should try to get more comfortable with and use whenever possible. So I'm going to skip my taxi and run up, and here we are ready to depart.
Reid-Hillview Tower, Cessna 98485, ready for departure, 31 right.
Cessna 98485, Reid-Hillview Tower, right downwind, runway 31 right, clear for takeoff.
Right downwind, clear for takeoff, 31 right, 485.
So my plan for this morning was to depart Reid-Hillview to the south and fly 33 miles to Hollister Municipal Airport. I like Hollister because it has a 6,300 foot runway. It's surrounded by farmland, so if there's an unplanned landing required, it's not an issue, and overall I just like it much better for practicing takeoffs and landings.
Cessna 51 Echo, runway 31 left, clear for the option. Clear for the option, 31 left, 3151 Echo.
Okay. Five, rotate. I'm at like 7.6. Make our turn.
Standard departure procedures for this runway call for a turn to 340 degrees for noise abatement. Straight ahead there's a school, so I turned.
340.
Zero 55 X-ray, runway 31 right, clear for the option.
Zero right, clear for the option, 055 X-ray.
At this point, I'm waiting for Reid-Hillview Tower to turn me over to NorCal Approach, which will be responsible for my flight following.
Five X-ray will be terminated.
Zero 55 X-ray, roger. Cessna 45, contact NorCal Approach, 120.1, have a safe flight.
Contact NorCal Approach, 120.1, 485, thank you.
Upon 172 heavy, you're 7 miles from Highback, fly heading 330, maintain 3,000 until established in the localizer, cleared ILS, runway 30 left.
Heading 330, maintain 3,000 until establishing on the localizer, clear ILS, runway 30 left, approach on 172 heavy.
NorCal Approach, Cessna 98485, 1,500.
98485 NorCal Approach, ident altimeter 3047.
NorCal Approach, and 7989, descent 7,000, heading 110.
And on 7989 heavy NorCal Approach, descend and maintain 5,100, altimeter 3047.
Descent 5,100, altimeter 3047, and 799.
0485 ident.
485, identity.
When air traffic control first makes contact with a new aircraft, they often ask the aircraft to ident, which highlights the aircraft on their radar so they can find you.
Sir, 45 radar contact, 3 miles, actually just a beam, Reid-Hillview Airport, maintain VFR, advise that Hollister's 1 minute weather.
Roger, 45.
On upon 172 heavy, established on the local radar.
On upon 172 heavy, contact San Jose Tower 124.0.
Contact San Jose Tower 124.0, on upon 172 heavy.
When I made my initial call to NorCal Approach about 1 minute ago, they asked me to ident. For some reason, I missed this first request, so they asked again. Once I pushed the ident button on my transponder, ATC could see me on their radar, and they told me they had radar contact, showing me right next to Reid-Hillview Airport. So now I'll go ahead and fast forward the video for my en route flight to Hollister. It was probably about 20 minutes of flying, and I recall looking off to the left towards the east, I could actually see the Sierra Nevadas, which were probably 100 miles away. I could actually see that they were covered in snow. This flight was back in January. And I also missed a good example of why flight following is important. My audio recording setup had some issues, but NorCal Approach was advising me of some unidentified traffic in front of me that was maneuvering. You know, maybe they were practicing stalls or some other maneuver, but they warned me that they were at my approximate altitude directly in front of me, and that's one of the great values of flight following. So now I have arrived at Hollister, where I will do 5 landings. The first 4 were touch and goes, and the last one was a full stop. Now you can't really tell from these videos, but there was some other traffic in the pattern. There was a Cessna that was behind me most of the time, and there was also a glider and tow plane taking off. Now this is my last landing, the full stop, and I decided to do a full stop to prepare myself for my return to Reid-Hillview. Since this runway is twice as long as Reid-Hillview, I wanted some practice, and I just touched down. Now you can see a 5 on the left of the runway, that sign. That signifies that there's 5,000 feet remaining on the runway. So I stopped within about 1,000 feet or so of touching down.
Hollister traffic, Cessna 9845, departing 31, Hollister. Hollister traffic, Cessna 45 is departing the area to the north. Hollister.
So this is all I'm going to show for this video. I think I will make another one to show the return trip and landing at Reid-Hillview. Thanks.